So we're still getting a little bit of grainy on the video. I'll have to mess with the camera a little bit more. Get it to match the cycles of the lights and everything so that we're good. I went through and did the video on the truck that we picked up, the new shop truck. Went out, picked up a new hood, well not a new used hood, a door, and also the front bumper because all of them are dented. The fender I'm going to have to keep looking for. As you saw, the damage on that whole front nose is kind of taking its way all the way back to the car. So the door that we picked up is from a 95 2500. It's the same basic door. One of the things about these OBS trucks is there's a whole span that everything is almost identical. The only difference is going to be your drivetrains, dual axles, size of the truck, a half-ton, three-quarter-ton, 1 ton. But as far as everything else, with the exception of the crew cab, everything is the same on them, which means the doors are the same. I'm going to measure to make sure, but every catalog that I looked at and looked up a door for whatever truck, it was the same part number. So with this door, the only difference is on the door panel itself. The door handle and everything else is in a different spot. So I'm going to have to swap over the bad door panel that I have for the time being. I've got to try to fix it. To replace it, it's over $400 to replace that door panel. And I just can't see doing that. But this one is in good shape. There's absolutely zero rust on it whatsoever. I looked at, he had a fender and he had another door, but there were rust on them, and I don't want to have to deal with rust. As it is, I'm going to have to repaint the truck anyway because the truck itself is that light blue, and as you'll see in a little bit, the door is a dark blue. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, but for today, we're going to get the door apart, meaning that we're going to take the panel off of it, and we've got to deal with someone broke the window out of the truck. So they were probably trying to steal something or thought something was in there, but they broke the window out. So we've got to go in there, we've got to vacuum up all the garbage that's in there. We've got new hinge pins coming and all that kind of thing. I'm going to while I'm in there, I'm going to take a look at how to remove the window, and then we'll make the switch. So today, let's get this door apart, see what's inside of it. That way, if you guys ever need to take one apart, you'll know how. So let's get busy. Let's get this door ripped apart. We got a lot of work to do, so let's get to work. Okay, so I'm not real sure what I'm going to need to take it apart. So I've got kind of everything. I got a 1/4-inch drive set, my power ratchet with a 3/8 or 1/8. It's an adapter. Blah, I'll get it right. I got some plastic pry tools, and of course your standard GM removal tools, vice grips, screwdrivers, and a little pry one that I've got. This usually gets the job done, but I wanted to make sure I've got everything, because if I'm crawling down here on the ground, by goodness, I'm going to have everything I need to take this apart. And usually a 1/4-inch drive is all you need to pull all this stuff off. And as you see, I may not even need that. Looks like everything's already taken off. So let's get it apart. Alright, so it looks like somebody has already removed this panel, and I'm wondering if that's what caused this glass to break. I don't see anything holding it except maybe the top here. But I think all you have to do is lift it and it unsnaps from it. Oops. Probably help if I don't lift the metal. Yep. Voila. Since we're not going to be able to use this door panel, it can go away. There she goes. Alrighty. We do want to unhook all the wiring. One of the nice things about this guy was he did unhook the wiring. He did not break it, which is always good to see. Let's try popping this panel off real quick. Oh, I should have YouTubed it. And I know for sure what I'd need. Let's get a pry tool under there. Like I said, we don't care about this. It's going away. But it looks like somebody's already removed some of the stuff in this door. Okay, ouch. Found a piece of glass. Found a few of them. Let me get it picked up. Oh no, that's dog spit. Okay, so according to YouTube, you pull the panel back, or the back part of the panel up. So let's get the big old screwdriver because we really don't care about this. So I pop it up. But there it goes. So say it doesn't feel like it wants to. So it's to lift it up and pull it backwards. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, there we go. Voila. And there's our connectors. So we need to unhook these connectors and we can pull the rest of this apart. Now, let's see how these are all held in. Notice it's coming out on one side but not the other. That is so weird. Well, we left a piece of it in there. So we're probably going to have to unpin it and put our regular one back, ours back on. But switch. And a little tiny speaker. This must have had the upgraded sound system. Woohoo! Well, all these tools that we brought down here we really didn't need, so and push our wires in. Let's get this door panel out of here. It's full of glass down here in the pocket. And we'll see if we can't vacuum up the rest of it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so because we've got broken glass in here, we do need to get this regulator all the way down, but I want to vacuum as much as, because I can still see some glass right here. I want to get that vacuumed out. And then we'll use our power probe to power the window and lower it. Now I get to figure out, it's been a couple of years since I've used this vacuum, so let's see if she's still working. Oh, let's see. Okay, so there's a group of 10mm bolts that will help us take this panel off. And the reason I want to do that now, is before I put the window down, is because there is glass all over the place. We can get most of that just by removing this panel and kind of squeaking our way in there. Let's see, I believe it's a 10mm. I don't even know why that's the window regulator. That's not the one I want to take off. I want the little baby ones, but that one's going to have to come off anyway, because we need to slide the roller off that end. Let's give her a little pry and see what we get. Yeah, see that whole regulator and everything in there. I wonder if we have to drill the rivets. I don't want to have to do that. We can probably go ahead and drill the rivets off of this one and then get in here, and that way I can get in and clean the bottom. That's really what we're after, so let's set this aside and see if we can do that first. This little vent panel probably be the easiest thing to get out of here. Everything's coming apart. Definitely a lot of glass in there. We've got a lot of it, but it's just so we
to move it around a little bit so I can reach it with the vacuum. This looks pretty solid in here too. So what we're going to do, I'm going to tip the door this way, see if we can't get some glass coming down this direction. Also, I'm going to try to get this, a little bit of this off of here. Move this out of the way and pull that speaker off. That speaker's junk anyway. Matter of fact, it kind of looks like it may already be off. Let's see what we got here. Now I just take the speakers and I'll cut the magnet. I'll cut the magnet off it and put a tray on it, like the ones you buy at Harbor Freight. And then you got yourself a magnet. And the nice thing about these speaker magnets is they're nice strong magnets. So they'll hold a bunch of stuff, like all the screws we took out of the door. A lot of it. There's still a little bit down there at the bottom. I'm trying to get as much as I can out of here. This whole track is rusted to heck. So odds are we're going to have to change this track and everything. The one in the other truck is fine, so we'll be able to use that. But yeah, this whole track is just trashed. The seal is all the way over here. It just looks all rusty. So clearly this window was left open for quite some time. It didn't develop any rust in the bottom, which is kind of a good thing to see. But let's go ahead and see if we can't get a little more of this glass out of here first. And then we got to get this regulator all the way to the bottom. All underneath this area right here, there's the motor. So there's a bunch of it under the motor, so I'm trying to scrape it out from under the motor to get to where we can get it with the vacuum. Okay, now we need to get this window down. It's going to be this switch right here, so it's going to be the big one. So we're going to have to run power. Gotta remember how this went. One is up and one is down, if I remember right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So one's got to be power, one's up, one's down. So it's just the direction of the motor on the two, I would imagine. So let's get our power probe hooked up to a 12-volt source and see if we can't get this thing to go up and down. Oh, look, this is a good little vacuum. We're going to have to get an end for that so we can get that thing fixed up. Yeah, I found the ground screw I was looking for earlier. Where's my magnet? There it is. Well, didn't need any of these pry tools. So, okay, let's go get a 12-volt source. Okay. Now, we want to run 10 amp and manual. Okay, we're good there. Now, let's see if we can get this power probe and power up with it. The fun part is going to be figuring out what's up, what's down. Let me just see if I can find a schematic on this, and then I'm going to come back, because there is a way to power this from this switch, because I've done the Nova with it a bazillion times. The Nova is nice because it has two separate connectors, one for the right, one for the left. So we need to determine what colored wires. Well, let's see if I can see. The battery charger may not have enough juice to do it, but I'm not even getting any noise. Alright, let me go look at the wiring schematic and I'll be back. I've got the tan, I've got the black, so I've got those two, and I've got the light blue. I do not, however, have the blue and the brown. these two. So I'm wondering, got our power? Got our motor? So let's see. Let's get the juice back in. Alright, now. That was it. We just went up, not down. So, let's go the other way.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back.
May not have enough power to do it.
Slippery surface, a heart attack.
Yeah, we went up. So clearly this direction here is up. That. We went up all the way, so down has got to be. I think it was just the reverse current. And there we go. Well, she's all the way down. The battery charge is working its little butt off to do it. There it goes. So I'm gonna get it somewhere where I can see that. I'm gonna make life wonderful. That's not a good sign. Gotcha, I understand. That's why these things are so nice. They can power stuff. I think the best thing to do is get a battery, one of the like rechargeables, and use it for your power source when you need a portable power source for something like this. It'd make life a lot easier. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get this out of here. See what I mean by this thing being rusty as the day is long, but let's see how the let's see how everything's come out, or the there we go. See that in the trash. We will not be reusing this. This is definitely rusted. So the day is long. We know we have a good one in the other truck. We do need the vacuum cleaner though, bully. Sorry. But did you notice? He doesn't care what we're doing. He just wants to hang out in the garage with his dad. Not that we mind. We like him here. Let's put the screws back in and call it a day, shall we? We got the majority of the glass out, so we can put everything back together again now. At least now we know how to get the glass out. We'll have to double check the other one and make sure that everything is in good shape. Everything else in here is great, but that the piece that holds the glass with the rollers on both ends rusted for some reason. The only thing I can think is this window was open for a while, and that was pretty much the only exposed piece of metal at the top. That's the only thing I could think of. But as far as the rest of the door, it looks fine. There's no rust at the bottom, no rust in the corners. You know, it's in really, really good shape, which is definitely what you want. So let's get this put back together again, shall we? put in a couple of these little screws because they're more than the other ones. I'll take these back off because they don't glass. We are going to need to come back to vacuum the floor one more time though. We've got little bitty pieces everywhere. We want to make sure the bully's okay. Got this on Amazon for 40 bucks. Had a $20 coupon, so it only cost me 20 bucks. And it seems to be just as good as my other one. My other one broke the little knob. I'm not sure if this is the same on the 93 as it is on the 95. Like I said, there's a few of them that are missing from here. Okay, that's it for the door today. Next week we'll probably, I've got a set of hood pins or door pins coming, and once all that stuff comes in, then we'll start doing everything at once because we don't want that truck to be without a door and a window. And I don't want to use a plastic bag. I want to pull that door, pull everything we need off that door, put it on this door, put them next to each other, and move everything that needs to be moved. I don't know if the wiring harnesses are the same or different. We'll find out that. Odds are we're going to get a different speaker than this, one of these things. This is, well, it's made in America. That's a good sign, but as you can see, it's shot. I'm sure they make a really nice aftermarket one that goes in the door. So we'll look for one of those. While we're doing everything, we might as well put in new speakers. Because we've got a new deck for it. We've got a modern deck for it, so we'll be able to use that. But then we'll clean it up, we'll scuff it up, we'll shoot primer on it. That way at least it's only 2 colors instead of 3. So with that, and then we'll drill this out, we'll put those back in. But I want to wait until I get everything else put together first. So, okie doke, with that, like, share, subscribe. See you next week.